In the year of 43, a world at war, you see, the U.S. Navy sought a way to gain the victory. A ship, the USS Eldridge, docked in Phillies Bay, was chosen for a test to keep the foe at bay. The goal was simple, yet so bold and grand, to make the vessel vanish from the sea and land. Using fields of energy, a concept wild and new, to bend the light and hide the ship from any view. This tale is known as the Philadelphia Experiment, a legend whispered with a strange and dark intent. So gather round and listen to the story I will tell of sailors, science, and a trip straight into hell. They say the generators hummed, a low and eerie sound, as green-hued fog began to swirl and gather all around. The ship, it shimmered, then it blurred before their eyes, a ghost upon the water beneath the clouded skies. And then, just like a dream, it faded from the docks, defying all the logic of the watches and the clocks. It wasn't just invisible to radar, so they claim it vanished from existence, whispering its name. Witnesses on shore stood frozen, struck with awe and dread, as words of its success were quickly, widely spread. But miles away, in Norfolk, sailors on the SS Furuseth reported something strange, a sight that left them out of breath. For in their harbor, for a moment, plain as day, the USS Eldridge appeared, then flickered right away. It shimmered into view, then faded back to naught, a teleporting vessel, a lesson strangely taught. Then back in Philadelphia, it reappeared once more, the green fog gone, the engine silent, sitting by the shore. But something was terribly wrong. A horror had begun. The price of this great venture was a battle far from won. The sailors on the Eldridge were in a sorry state, a truly gruesome outcome, a terrifying fate. Some were found quite nauseous, dizzy, and confused, their minds and memories completely, utterly abused. But others faced a destiny far worse than you could dream, fused into the metal, a horrifying scene. Their bodies merged with bulkheads, with the steel of deck and wall, a living, screaming nightmare answering science's call. Men were trapped within the ship, a part of its design, their arms and legs protruding, crossing a morbid line. Some went mad, insane with fear, their sanity undone, while others simply vanished, one by one by one. They'd fade away in public, in front of families' eyes, then reappear again, with terrified, silent cries. This freezing, as they called it, was a curse beyond compare, a glitch within the fabric of the what and when and where. Two brothers, Duncan and Edward Cameron, were on that ship that day, and saw the tragic consequence of pushing time astray. To escape the horror, they jumped overboard in fright, but didn't land in water, in the fading, foggy light. They found themselves in 83, a future they'd not known. 40 years had passed them by, a seed of madness sown. This leap in time, it broke the rules of what was real and true, and opened up a wormhole, letting something else come through. This future they had landed in was also in a test, the Montauk Project. It was called, putting minds to the test. On Long Island's eastern tip, a base called Camp Hero stood, where secrets of the mind were explored for bad or good. The stories say the projects merged, a paradox in time, a tangled, twisted narrative, a scientific crime. Duncan Cameron, they claim, became a central part of psychic tests and mind control, a work of twisted art. They tried to manipulate the past, to alter history's flow, to win the wars of yesterday with things they'd come to know. But what about the evidence, the proof that this is real? The Navy, to this very day, has one thing to reveal. They say it's all a hoax, a fiction, and a lie, a story spun by one man with a twinkle in his eye. A merchant mariner named Carlallen, or Carlos Allende, wrote letters to a researcher, a strange story to convey. He claimed he saw the Eldridge vanish from the Furuseth's deck and told of men on fire and a technological wreck. His letters, annotated, were passed around and read, planting seeds of mystery in every curious head. The Navy checked their logbooks, their records, and their files, and found the USS Eldridge had sailed for many miles. But never in Philadelphia on that supposed day. It was in the Bahamas, sealing the story's fate. They say the ship was never rigged with experimental gear, that stories of invisibility were born from simple fear. A process called degaussing to make ships safe from mines involved electric cables wrapped in circling lines. This could create a field, a strange and glowing hue, which sailors might have witnessed and thought was something new. They claim Allende made it up, a fantasy he spun, that the Philadelphia experiment had never once begun. Yet believers hold their ground. They say it's a cover-up, you see, to hide a powerful technology from you and me. They point to other witnesses who later came to light, claiming they were a part of it on that fateful, foggy night. Al-Balak was a man who said he was Edward Cameron. His memory suppressed for years until it finally came on. He spoke of time travel, of missions to the past, of secret shadow governments with power meant to last. So what's the truth we're left with? A legend or a fact? A sailor's tall tale or a secret, solemn pact? Was the Eldridge just a normal ship with a mundane naval life? Or did it tear a hole in space and fill the world with strife? The lines are blurred between the fiction and the real, a mystery of science that has a strange appeal. A story of ambition, of power, and of cost, of sailors' lives and sanity, irretrievably lost. Perhaps it's just a warning, a lesson to us all, that some doors in the universe are not meant to be knocked at all. When we play with forces that we do not understand, we risk a consequence that's far from what we planned. The legend lives and breathes. It grows with every year, fueled by our suspicion and our wonder and our fear. So next time you see a ship upon the ocean's crest, remember the USS Eldridge and its terrifying test. Did it travel through the ether? Did it leap through time and space, leaving madness and confusion forever in its place? Or is it just a story, a whisper on the breeze? The answer, my dear friends, is not for us to seize. The truth is out there somewhere, hidden from our sight, lost within the shadows of that long and fateful night. Thanks for watching, and if you love a good mystery, make sure to follow for more strange tales from history.